What is up, everybody? This is Bruchminati. What? And today we're going to be looking at the 5-star generals with the Air Force ability. Now I've got 5 of them. I hope I didn't miss anybody or leave anybody out. I got Doubting, I got Goring, I got Yamato, I got Arnold, and I got Halsey. Now I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't mention the badass Eisenhower, who you purchase with real money. And just like the other ones, he is far beyond what you can get with the metal generals. He has a combined 43 perk levels and ability stars, whereas the next one on here for metal purchases has 27. So yeah, he's like badass. I'd love to have him, but I'm not going to spend any more money on this game. $20 is a kind of steep for these generals. I think it should be more like around 10 maybe, especially with the age of the game. They should have dropped the price on the generals. But what are we going to do? They don't listen to us. We're just the consumer. What do we know? Now, as far as the generals, out of the 5, 1 doesn't belong. We'll be able to get rid of one of them pretty quick. The other 4 are actually pretty close together. We're gonna definitely spend some time looking at perks, but with that, let's get on in there, check them out, get them ranked, and get out of here. Alright guys, like I was saying, one of these generals does not belong. He has a combined perk level and ability level at 18. The next highest is 22. He's really out of his league, and that is Doubting. So let's just take a look at Doubting here. Now, before I get into his perks, there's 2 types of these Air Force ability generals. There's the ones built for land, and there's the ones built for sea. The sea ones have a lot of ship-related perks, or naval-related perks, I should say, and then the land ones have a bunch of industrial type perks. So let's just take a look at him. Level 2. Industrial expert, still output of the city, 10%. Not too bad. Supply, don't like it. Don't like that perk. Fortification, repairs the city. Yeah, I don't like that. That's probably... I hate that one. And you got shelter expert, Lin B style, which isn't bad if... I'd prefer it be on one of the Navy generals, really. Because the Navy type generals are probably going to be getting hit by missiles and air units quite a lot. But I mean, it might be okay. These guys are going to be just setting on a city. I don't know. I just don't like that perk too much. But that guy's out of there. Okay, now the 4th and 3rd place is a little bit more difficult. You got Arnold coming in at 22, you got Halsey coming in at 23, and 1 is built for land, 1 is built for sea. And the one I'm going to pick 4th place is going to have to be Arnold. He's the land guy. I think I'm going to be using my generals, the sea, Navy related ones, rather than the land ones. Okay. Arnold, let's check you out, buddy. He does have 4 march ability, which if you're moving along your front line from city to city to bomb the shit or missile the shit out of people, that is pretty good. Alright, let's look at his first perk. Industrial expert, plus 15, steel output, not bad. Supply, you know what I feel about that. You know how I feel about fortification. And defensive tactics, this is pretty good. Reduces 40% of the damage from the enemy, 10% chance to trigger. Like I said, since most of these guys are just going to be sitting there, a defensive perk is not the worst thing in the world. Alright, and like I said, the next guy up is Halsey, and Halsey is actually beat out 2 people, and he's the cheapest. He's only 1,700. Arnold cost 2,100, and Dowding cost 2,030. So let's go ahead and take a look at Halsey here. He has pretty good marchability too, with the 4-star in the Navy ability. He has Fleet Leader. Now, I'm kind of confused about the ones that have the naval perks. I would love to assume that it would include the aircraft attacking off an aircraft carrier. Like you would still get to use the Fleet Leader and the Wolf Pack. But I doubt that's the way it works. You probably have to attack with the actual guns on the ship. So, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. So you got Fleet Leader. You got Wolf Pack. Deals 8 additional damage to enemy fleet units when commanding fleet units. So that one is just specifically for other naval units. Is this one? No, Fleet Leader is for everything. Okay. Then you got Supply. Hate it. And you got Defensive Tactics. Like I said, not too bad. Level 3, 60% damage. Reduced 10% chance to trigger. That's actually pretty good. So now we got number 1 and number 2 coming up. And they're the same as Arnold and Halsey. One's land built, one's naval built. And this was actually a pretty easy call. You got Goring with 25, Yamato with 27. Yamato is by far the most expensive. Actually, he is almost 1,000 above the next most expensive, which is Goring. But he's worth it. Goring's going to come in at number 2. He's the land guy. Let's take a look at him. He is really built for land. His perks are definitely land-based. He would make a really good general if you're trying to do those supply missions. Like the accumulate supplies, those special missions. Because he could really help you out. And what's good about this is, man, if you just really needed him, you could sell one of your generals, get the medals, buy him, and then sell him back if you didn't want him, and buy the general you had to sell to get him. But that's definitely like the most in-game parts. Alright, so now we got Economic Expert, Gold Output, plus 15%. Pretty good. Industrial Expert, 20%. Steel Output, not bad. Supply, worthless. And then you got Bayonet Charge, which I don't even know why that is an option. I guess because, if you didn't know this, Goring actually had his own land fighting force. I think it was only like 200 or 300,000 guys, but he did have his own little army. Alright, so that leaves Yamato. The badass. He's built. It's like, you got the Fleet Leader, maxed out. 16% chance to trigger the fatal blow, I hope. That would work with the air units, but I just doubt it does. You got Wolf Pack. You got Supply, I hate it. But then you got Defensive Tactics, level 2. 40% damage, 10% chance to trigger. Pretty good. And then you got a little bit of Lin B thrown in there too, which is actually, if you're going to have this guy on an aircraft carrier, is really good. Damage, 10% reduced damage from enemy air units and missiles, which I usually see my aircraft carriers getting missiled to shit. So that'll really help out there. So that's who I'm picking, number 1, definitely. Now, I don't know about the level 2. Do I want a land-based one or another Navy-based one? So I mean, or do you want 2 land-based, or do you want 2 Navy ones? If you want 2 Navy ones, go Yamato and Halsey. If you want 2 land ones, go Goring and Arnold. Yamato is definitely my number 1, but I don't know if I'm going to go Halsey or if I'm going to go Goring for... It just depends. I'll probably end up going 2 naval-based ones or Navy-built ones. So I'll probably go Yamato and Halsey. But just probably the best way to go is just how I have them listed: 1 and 2, Yamato, Goring. That gives you 1 sea-based one and 1 land-based one. I think that's a pretty good setup. But with that, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. If you're enjoying this content, go ahead and slap the shit out of like and subscribe, and I will see you back here for our next upload. Peace. Bruchminati out.